to recover your funds. Lost. I'm not sure, Mr. Rocha. You look like ready, so you can go ahead, my brother. It was just my approach right now. But you can survive. It doesn't mean you won't eat. I mean, you can take Malaysia. But I mean, you can't buy a car now. We don't buy cars now. We don't buy houses. We don't start big business. Let's just consider that next year, maybe at least. Let's now collect coins. The purpose of this is to have a very exciting bull run. Here, we're collecting money so we are able to buy more assets. Where? In crypto, because of the upcoming bull run.
Powerful, Mr. Maziana. Nah, that's great. That is local. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. That was very, very powerful. Ladies and gentlemen, leaders, so this is your app. This is your app. Let's get familiar with it. As we are here, let's get familiar with it. So we will ask as we go. The meeting is open, very flexible. So yeah, obviously the most important thing that we usually talk about is your assets, whereby when you go to your assets, this is where you can see your gas fees over there. So this is where you can see your gas fees, and you monitor this regularly or so. So it can take you maybe maybe 2 weeks, but make sure that you have to check that. If you're sharing the business, then you would see your funds growing here when you're sharing the business as well under this part, whereby you can see your total assets over there. Now, when you look at it, as we go back, when you go to mine will be at the bottom right corner there. On the bottom right corner there, that will be mine. So when you look at what we find on mine, you can change your name. Yeah, obviously change it, your nickname, change it to whatever you want. You can even add your picture if you want to. So that will work for you if that's what you want. So you can add your picture as well over there. And the most important thing as well, under this, you can be in a position whereby you can have a strategy, a trading strategy for one shot. So you can have a trading strategy for one shot as you wish, So I'm just going to show you how to have such a strategy, so that it doesn't obviously disturb you that much. So obviously, if you don't have anything data here, you will go to edit now, or you'll go to the plus there. So there's a plus on the top right corner. So on the plus, you'll change it from the conservative and you put it on steady. And once you put it on steady, so that's the type risk that we are going for. Obviously, you can decide to put it on 45% to 90%. So ask yourself, why 45% to 90%? So that is the biggest question, to 90%. So that is the 90-90 strategy, by the way, because if you look at it, by the grace of the market, we are in a position whereby if we're going for 15 trades a month, that is 45%. If we're going for 30 trades a month, that is 90%. It's not all the time we're going to reach the 30%, but we will strive to go for 90%. But of course, if we fall short, that will be 45 to 90% in terms of that. Now, the first buying limit here, it is 100. Now, provided that you've got $100 to $300 upwards in your account. Now, obviously here it is 2 margin call limit. So we go for 2 margin call limit to make it standard for everybody. So we're trying to make it standard for everybody. On this strategy, you're going for 2 just margin call limit. Obviously here, nothing changes because the take profit is 3%. And obviously here, we're going for 0 point, obviously that is 1%. And here we're going for, that is 0.2%, 0.2%. And this is one shot margin configuration. So this is the very important part. It's very important to understand that. So we're going here with just here, it's going to have 5.5. So we've got 2 drop calls. So if the signal comes in and say 5%, that means the first call it is 5%, 5.5%. The second one will be 3.5. So it's very simple. If it's 4%, you're just going to change this one only, 4.5%. If the first one is 3%, you'll change it to 3.5%. But because at the bottom it's also 3.5%, you put it back to 5.5%. On the times you leave it as it is. You don't change anything. But there's a tricky part. The very, very important tricky part. So now when you take your signal, make sure all the time you change it back to 15. So once you've set up the bot, once you've created the bot, once you've started, once it says, boom, it's ready, it is showing pause. So once it shows pause, that means it has purchased already the first amount. Then you go back to trade settings, you go to the amount, you change it from 100, you put it to 15. Most people will make a mistake here. So change it to 15. This is the same thing when we are compounding. When you are compounding, what do you do? Okay, let me just go back. So when you are compounding, you are now compounding, you go to revenue. We all know what you see on revenue. So on revenue, this is what you will see. And revenue, this is where you will see your details, what you've made and all that. If you could see this one, this is the last signal that came in, the 100 sets, and obviously 1,000 sets by the way. Almost it got us to 3%, but it's just 2.98. So at least it did not miss the target over there. So, which is very, very beautiful, which is excellent, by the way. But then now here's the thing. If you come here back here and you look at, you want to compound, you are on the 90-90 strategy. Now, the best thing to do, you can see here, it is 239, 35. So you see the total is 235, and then you go back, you take your signal. So let's say your signal, it is, we're just gonna go and make an example. So obviously you go to bot, you go to Martingale, and we all know this. If you are new, we've got PDFs and videos so that it can train you on this. Okay, so we're just gonna take which one? So let's take this one. Let's take no, let me just check here. Let's check here. Let me just take acro there. Where is it? Okay, I see it's not coming up, right? Okay, let me just so let's go for it's unnecessary, but I'm looking for something. There's a coin that I saw. And it was gonna be doing very well. So let's go for we've got Bitcoin. Yeah, Bitcoin is trying to come back. So yeah, hopefully it's all gonna come up, and it's gonna be nice to see Bitcoin coming out from the market. It's gonna be exciting. So yeah, let me go for this one. Where is this coin? Dodo here. It's a Dodo here. So yeah, so what you'll do is, okay, we've got this here, and you are now compounding. So what you want to do, you want to compound. And let me just do this. Okay, that's perfect. So we're just going to wait for it. So when you compound it, the first thing you're going to do is you will change, because remember, you already have a strategy that is there set up. So go to choose a strategy at the top there. Choose a strategy. So we're going there. So which strategy are we looking for? It is the 90-90 strategy, but here we said 45% stroke 90%. You see, it comes as it is. The only thing you edit this page. That's the only thing that you have to do. So what you're gonna do, you'll put in the amount there. Instead of 100, you've got 235 on your revenue as a total profit, plus 100. How much is that? That is 335. If my math says we correct. So that is your first buy-in amount. Now, obviously, it would depend what the signal says here, your first call, maybe 3%, then it's 3.5%, it's fine. Then you go for save. Then you save. And then what do you do? Once you have saved, and then you start in terms of the bot. So you go for start. Once you've started, and then that means to say now you are on, you are live now. So we go for start. So once you go for start here, it will ask you, are you sure, to confirm, then you start. So obviously this is a demonstration. Now, once you see where it is either red here or a different color, it's written paused, where you can see start. And you can see the first buy amount is 335. Now it already purchased because you see paused. That means your trade is on. So what do? You go back to trade settings, and then you change it back to 15. And then you save. You don't have to start because it already started. So it's running already. So you can just come out because your trade is already running. So you are good to go. So very importantly, when you feel like you are pressed, because remember here, we're not putting funds for funerals. We're not putting funds for whatever plan that you want to do in the next few days. And so we are not putting plans for a party, funds for a party. You don't know, you put funds that you know they're going to be at work for a good 12 months, because your bot allows you to work for a good 12 months. It works for you for a good 12 months. But what happens when maybe you have no idea what's happening because you feel like you want your money now and all that? You see here on IQ, already it is down by floating loss, which is minus $309. That's how much you're going to lose, my leader. Yes. That's how much you're going to lose if you decide to stop this trade from now. So it's a loss. But right now, it's not a loss. It's a floating loss. Because when the market rises, you'll enjoy a lot of profit. Because if you look at the position amount, it's sitting at 1,215. So you stand to profit a lot. Position in quantity, you're sitting at 153.2 IQ. So obviously, when the market shoots, you get to benefit a lot. So the market, when it's like this, forget about any withdrawing funds. It is red. So wait for the market to be at least green. You can do whatever that you want to do around that. But when it's green, you are making money. Because most of us, so here's the post that I was talking about. So as you can see here, the amount, obviously it was maybe $100 or more, but then obviously it was changed to 15. So each and every time when the bot purchases, it will go for 15. So this trade is the latest trade that we have. You see the position amount, but if you look at it, obviously you can see here what's happening, and even you can see here it's sitting at 15. And obviously we're waiting for our 3% from this trade. So it's coming all right. It's plus, it's coming all right. It's looking good. It's almost there. So we will realize that 3% in very, very shortly, which is exciting. Now, let's go to mine, bottom left, right corner. Now, when you go to mine, let's go to Security Center. So this is where you set up in terms of if you're sharing the business, you want to withdraw any funds from RoyalQ, you must make sure that you have, if you want to change your password, you can go here and change your password. Change your password, it's fine. Put in the old, put in a new one. That's great. If you want to modify your email address, you can modify here. Obviously, can tell you that you will withdraw after 48 hours. You just change your email address, put the new one, boom, boom, sorted. If you want to obviously update your transaction password, 6 digits, and also update. You can update your Google Authenticator as well, sorted if you want to. And obviously you can set up your withdrawal address. You can take it from your either Red Dot Pay or maybe your Binance. You can add it here. You can add your address here for withdrawal, so that when you withdraw, you don't have to get an address. You can just send from this site to your trusted exchange. That's fine. It's up to you. So you can do that. So yeah, you can delete the account as well. So if you have a person that has been part of RealQ before, so you can always come here and delete the account. So go and delete the account like that. So you obviously have to put in some information and all that. So if you wanna maybe log in using your facial and PIN code, you can change it like this here. So obviously you can do that as well, which is wonderful in that space. So it's very, very brilliant. It's just, ladies and gentlemen, you can utilize this app however way you want. It's very simple. It's very, very exciting, and it's very beneficial. Now, if you want to see if your back office is operating or operational, you go to the news. The news. Let me check. Yeah, news. At the bottom there, the number that is the second icon on your left. So that is your second icon on your left. Welcome, Leadership Pileleni. Second icon on your left. So you can just go to all messages. Therefore, you will see all the messages there. It tells you when the bot has purchased. It tells you even when the bot has sold. That's the nice thing. So most of the people are asking, when do I see when my one shot I went on, but I see the signal that the trade that I took, that I set up, is no longer there. One, that means that you've already have your profit. But if you want to be sure, obviously go to this part, news at the bottom, and go to all messages. So you'll see, as you can see, sell in Binance, Sol, and the funds are growing when you are going back to USDT. So that was 3%. And obviously the latest is, what was the latest? I'm not sure. So yeah. So I don't see it here. The latest is supposed to be 1,000 something something. So that is the one that is supposed to be the latest around there. So you go there and obviously you can check that information. Around
Okay, maybe there.
my
Can
leadership.
Yeah, and then meaning that if you can withdraw from Royal Q only if you are the one who's sharing the business, because if you don't share, meaning that you can only withdraw in your Binance.
Yes, the first step for one-shotters, for passive incomers cycling, we withdraw from Binance.
From Binance.
For sharing, we withdraw from Binance and Royal Q under assets.
Okay, I mean, I can withdraw from my Royal Q to my Red Dot Pay card straight to that.
Surely you've got a little bit of funds there. You want to see them? I don't know if I have access to your account. I don't know, but you do have money there. So you can withdraw those funds into your Red Dot. You can take your USDT. The lovely thing about Red Dot is using USDT TRC20. You can have different networks there, but you can go for USDT TRC20. Okay. So you can take that network, that address from Red Dot Pay, and attach it like I showed you. So you come, I think you go to Security Center, if I'm not mistaken, and yeah, withdrawal management, and you edit here. So you can edit here. So you add your address over here. So that you can either add your Binance, and I've got Binance, I've also got Red Dot. So whenever I want to withdraw from my Royal Q, I just either send it to Binance or I send it to Red Dot.
Yeah, okay.
Cool. So yeah, you want a link, so you go to invite friends, and obviously you'll get your link over there. But remember, if you have not activated your Royal Q bot, therefore you won't be able to have a link. You'll only have a link once you've activated the bot, which is very smart. If you want to support maybe one of the mentors, so that they can earn. You can go to your on mentor. So you go to mentor and you can search your favorite mentor there. So when do you become a mentor? Obviously when you have reached a rank, the first rank. So yeah, you see, yes, this guy here. So you can just edit there and you can follow him. Obviously he will make money if you want him to make money. If you don't want to, you can leave him. That's awesome as well. So yeah, that's your app. That's how I can just quickly, in terms of just showing you how does the app operate and how can you benefit so much from this app. So it's very, very beautiful, if I can put it like that. If one is looking at to say, you know what, how can I? This is what you're asking yourself. How can I benefit? Or how does my app operate? And how do I maneuver around it? And what do I do? Maybe when it's like this, what do I do when it's like this? What happens when it's like this, and all of that. So obviously those are the different steps that you can just have a look at. And like I was sharing yesterday, obviously, if you look at the target that we spoke about, we've got our own target, which is this one, of course. And obviously, it's very, very powerful to be in business, and you must have a target. Any business, you must always have a target in any business that you're involved with. So if you look at it, this is our target, 90% a month. So that is $90 a month. Sometimes we can fall on 45% because of the market. Maybe it has allowed us to go for 15 signals, obviously aggressively so. But these are the amounts that you can do. This is the revenue part where you can see, I mean, people are making for 70 USDT, that is 1.3. Obviously, you can see 98 USDT, 1.8. Obviously, you can see that 8,000 a day, 28,000 a day. These amounts are achievable. It's just for you to make sure that you are patient enough. You start with your $100 and obviously for you to benefit much. So if you're gonna start with your $100, you can start here with your $100. So when you start with your $100 here, it means to say you are sitting in a position whereby you need to grow this amount. So it can take you a year to grow this amount to $1 million. No hassle, no other stuff. It can take you a year to grow it to $1 million. Then after a year, every trade that you are taking on one shot, you are taking a trade on a different amount. You can go for $300 if your funds, your muscles are good enough. You can go for $600. Make sure on one shot, you always have an amount in mind. If you are on a 90-90 strategy, our strategy is $100 first purchase, and we go for the settings. As you can see, the settings here. And yeah, the only difference, you can make it at 3.6, you can make it at 4. That's fine. No issues. Now you can go for 1,200 as well. No issues. So how are the settings? These are the settings for, obviously, this amount. These are the settings for this amount. These are the settings for this amount. You have a PDF that can show you these settings. Even if you cannot see here, there is a PDF. So obviously this is $2,500. This is 100,000 or more on one shot. So you don't have to go for $100. It's not it's the minimum. You can go for more. That is very crazy, ladies and gentlemen. So like I said, you can share. You are sharing what? You are sharing passive income. You are sharing one shot. This business has money like for days. For days, it is money. Those that are on passive, here you're going for greedy. You are greedy, very greedy, very greedy. You focus on the family. We want to create wealth from the family. Before you can help your neighbor, you need to have money. I want to help people on the team, but when I don't have money, how am I going to help them? It's impossible. So you need to have money in order to extend a hand. So that's just how it is. So you uplift your family, you uplift your kids here. I mean, we've got kids. We know in South Africa there are no jobs. Nothing, nada, focon. So if you do not prepare the future for your kids now, in a business like Q, it's been 7 years in the operating, over 7 years. I should say 8 years, but it's not fully 8 years, over 7 years. Now the funds are growing on your Binance. It's not going to disappear from, for example, like our colleagues on our left. We know what's happening, but that's not our business. Let's focus on our own business. Now, if you look at it, this is your kid. These are your children. This is the future of your children. When they're here, they're earning. You don't have to grow their accounts from here. You can leave them at the middle brokers, and they will be earning for days. Whatever they've earned, if you help them to get to 20 individuals, they've scored 11,500. You can send this money to their Binance so that they can connect the bot and the bot can trade on their behalf. You can do the same here. You can do the same here. You can do the same here. Do the same here. You can eat yours. It's fine. No problem. And because you'll be getting 57,000 on a monthly basis. So why not eat 11,500? Because you'll pay it back. But make sure you connect quality. Roma was not built yesterday in one day. You connect quality. People that knows they are subscribing to the bot for 12 months. You do not connect a person that will tell you that, look, I want to withdraw in 2 months. I want to withdraw. I know we're going to be tempted. We'll have those people that would say, you know what, I want to raise my funds because I've rejected so many people that came and say, you know what, I've got money here. I just want to do, can it go quickly? I'm like, no, leadership, 12 months. I was speaking yesterday to my sister in Bova, Mpumalanga. Very cold place in Badplaas side. Is it Badplaas? No, on the way to Badplaas, Belfast side, somewhere there. Alzo side in Mpumalanga. Now, Mirabeg side, when you go down that side. Now, obviously, she's like, you know what? I want to renovate a rondo. If you don't know a rondo is that traditional head that literally
Around 11.
around. Yes, thank you. Thank you. So she wanted to obviously by December she wanted to renovate it and also she wanted to do obviously traditional stuff for her mother and all of that. Basically she's my cousin. So I'm like, how much do you have? She said, you know what, I've got 10,000. I'm like, will 10,000 be enough to achieve everything that you want to achieve? She said, no. I'm like, I'm sorry, you can renovate the building, it's fine, but I can't help you. If you're looking for a serious help, the only thing I can help you is you coming on board. We activate the bot for 12 months. I help you with one shot for 12 months. Whether you've got time or your husband has got time, any one of them, I'll be helping one of you and we go for it. That's the only way I can help you. But because we are desperate for a sale, a person that will come to say, I want to inject 10,000 for a few months, we say yes. You are inviting a problem. You are inviting a headache. Because come 12 months, we are on a floating loss. This person will be irritating you like crazy. And you will feel like it's bad, but you invited the problem. So tell them straight, it can't be. She took the deal. She knows she's waiting for 12 months, 6 months, 12 months plus 6 months, 18 months. So she knows she will start preparing in 12 months' time for whatever that you want to do. And she will have more money. I didn't even talk about maybe to say the 10,000 will be, I just spoke to say it's going to be more than 300,000, not less than 300,000. in a space of 1 month, 18 months. The rest you will see on her account. It's on a Binance account. The money is growing there. If she's got $1 million there, happy days for her. If she's got 2 million there, happy days for her, and everything like that. So let's not be desperate. Once we're desperate, we're going to have serious issues when it comes to the client and all that. It's very, very important. So now when it comes to one shot, obviously this is the core. If you're sharing the business, this is where I can channel you to. Passive income is overrated. Passive income is for people that have money. You know, you can make a lot of money with RoyalQ if you are going to come on board with a decent amount of money, 100,000, and you connect this to maybe 5 different markets or more. Why? Because if you connect 5 different markets or more, you'll be earning like crazy. But obviously, if you're going to come here and connect your passive income, how much are you going to make? 600 Rand? Then you come and say you are not making money. You don't see any movement. It's not practical. So you can't have 5,000 Rand and you don't have time. It's impossible. You need to have time for one shot. Simple as that. Maybe we can talk here. It's still not good enough. For me, in my clients, even 20,000 is not good enough for you not to do one shot. Even 100,000. If you've got 100,000, do one shot. Traders are trading with 1 million plus. A lot of money, millions. That's why they are making millions. But you have 100,000, you want to be passive. You think you are rich. How so? Because traders are making millions. How much is 3%? 3% when we're talking about 1 million. How much is 3% when we're talking about that? Maybe let's have a look. Maybe let's have a little bit of those numbers. Let's have a look. How much is that? Because sometimes we think we have arrived, but we have not. So that 100,000, that 200,000 is nothing, but you can turn it into a lot of money. So you can turn that into a massive. You'll never need a white person or to be employed when you get there. Nada, nothing. If you look at you entering a trade with 500,000, if you're afraid to grow 100,000, like 5,000 now, for a good 1 month, 18 months, so that you'll be able to enter a trade with $5,000. How much is $5,000? That is 100,000. Maybe let's start with 50,000. You are entering one signal with 50,000 at the go, maybe compounding as well. Imagine if you are in that position. How much is 3% out of that? 1,500. You saw the slides. I showed you to say other people are making this a day per signal. It doesn't end there. 100,000. If you ask yourself, how much is 3%? That is 3,000 rands. It's a minimum wage in South Africa, maybe 3.5. It's a lot of money. You can have a grocery for 15 days here. So imagine if you can have 3,000 multiplied by 15 signals a month, 45,000. That's a lot of money. In 1 month. I'm not even talking about 90%. Now imagine if you go for a signal, you say, you know what, you're a millionaire. Let me just show you, because not all of us are millionaire. Let's go for 500,000 for argument's sake. Let's say 200,000. Is it 200,000? 300,000. Let's talk serious money. 3% out of that, how much is that? 9,000 rands. Multiplied by 15 signals, 135,000. Done. Who made this money? You. I might have been there, maybe coaching you on a video call. We might have sent Mr. Maziana, Mr. Pungula, and leadership, Rachel. We might have sent signals. We might have maybe showed you. We might have maybe educate you via a PDF, but you have made this money, not me. You've pledged in your amount, and boom, you had time to, how much time to make this money? Less than 5 minutes a day. That's it. Guys, if you don't see this, I don't know how you're going to see it. There's no other way to emphasize it, to try and hook you up, to say, I'll convince you. No ways. Why would I confuse you to make 15,000 when you start, we enter a trade with 500,000 at a weight goal 15,000? This multiplied by 15 signals a month, 225,000. Done. So that means to say, when you go big, you will end very big. But yeah, if you have a question, please go ahead. It's a discussion, ladies and gentlemen. It's not, we're not in charge, by the way.